Trading in the moonlight. Trading in the moon. Okay. Morning. Okay, so yesterday we took out that daily gap, so that's a good thing to see. So we actually finished off our gap that we made in the mornings. So every week opens with a gap or a jump up. Like I said, they tend to fill this up rather quickly. So I actually have thought that it would be the day itself. It did not. Like the day after, we actually came and filled this up right now. We can see right here that this is 4 days of sideways movement. So be aware that we are just ranging at this point. This is still rather a nice movement, of course. This is 170 points, so we can trade intraday in this, but knowing that we are going sideways is very important, of course. So we came in yesterday and we cleaned out this little gap here. The ideas for today, let me take a look where we're at. We came in a 4, so we just actually tapped this 4-hour value gap. Let's see how we act off of it. So this is actually a nice moment to be here. We tapped the for value gap right here, so we came this opening gap, we cleaned it up, and now after this huge down movement candle, we want to see how we act off of this. Do we go back to the highs and now do have movement through or a big expansion through this high? So like I said yesterday, we had actually very small displacement above that high and it stayed there for a while. So after it stays here for a while, we know then that the market actually did not have the strength yet to move through this barrier. If it doesn't, the market will tend to change its hand and come back to take out liquidity or needs more liquidity. So this is what it done right here. It's took out all this liquidity imbalances. So now we're sitting here. So it didn't made a new structure to the downside yet because we didn't close below that wick yet on a 4-hour. So we're still in this internal structure now. So once we have a clean candle below this, we actually have then a structure to the downside. So we want to see if this one continues now. So we came into this gap, into this fair value gap, this 4-hour right here. So if we fall further and we breach this low, there is still some downside to go to then. So that we can look for where is the next liquidity pool. That would be this 4-hour gap still a little bit open here and then this low. This is if we fall to the downside. If you go to the upside, the all-time high, of course. There's nothing else that can actually be done except of that one. Okay, I'm gonna set up the range. So, or it's still another 5 minutes before we have our range. Yeah, if we go up, first of all, I would see how we act halfway this gap to this level. And then see, can we push further up, yes or no? So yesterday we both took a trade, so this played out nicely when this orb went to the downside, and I took a trade yesterday, an up movement on this 15 minute for value gap right here. So the market went back up and we took profit actually rather very fast, and then I put my stop at 1 hour and it came back down, and then actually we had this movement to the downside. Morning, Bulmans. Morning, Helle. Morning, Antonio. Anthony. Antonio. Kijk. So a good thing when we start is read your trade plan again, that you know how to trade, what to trade, when to trade. I'll keep repeating this. Okay, so we probably will take out those equal loads here. Doesn't happen often that we actually make equal loads or just as good as equal loads. Good morning, John. I didn't think about it yesterday when I wrote Thursday to go to the journal this Thursday. I don't have the opportunity. Yeah, that's okay. You can also send it to me. I prefer that it's better that you're there. So next week. Or send to me now if you want. If it's okay that I go through it right here, you can send it to me now too. I can go through it while we wait. Yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna try to do Thursdays, journal days, so anybody that has a journal, wants to watch, want to go over it, you're always welcome to share it. So in the major movement, what we're doing actually right now is that we are moving low. So we can all see the trend was lower. So this is why I'm being patient on how we act of a bit. Like I said, if we fall, we will completely close this little gap. We could take out New York slow. We just need to be aware of it, that we're actually, like I said, that we're ranging in this kind of area now. And now let's be patient until the opportunity shows us what we can do or where we can trade through. Another thing. Do we have news today? Well, we just had some. Okay. Nothing until 11 o'clock. Nothing special. 11:30 BDO, PF, FPC statements. So not special, not special. Actually, not anything special today. Oil won't do anything to this one normally, so looks good. Yeah, that's okay, Nicholas. Next Thursday, perfectly fine. So today after stream, I will go over some crypto movements. We'll see what the crypto market is doing so that you are informed if we need to sell something, yes or no, or that we can buy anything new. So the first few minutes was just normal, but like every day. We have about 24 point orb range. So if we continue to the downside, we will take out at least Asia low or New York's low right here. That would be the major liquidity pool. This would be the first watch point because these are equal lows, so there's a lot of liquidity below this. So if you ever see equal tops or double bottoms or anything that you ever see, or a double top or something like that, that actually means that there is liquidity above it. So the market tends to go take that liquidity. So like here, these were like just almost equal highs. The market tends to go take these out. Same for here, almost equal highs. The market comes back and then it definitely wants to go to those equals. So if you just joined, at the moment we are going lower at the movement. I just want to see how we act once we get to these lows. Do we have a fast movement back to the upside, yes or no? So this is New York's low. This would be the last liquidity. For now, just be patient and see what will bring us. Goed, bedankt. Wat is dit een fles te veel, hè? Wat is dit een fles te veel op die podcast? Oké. Wat doe ik? So even today we saw that we had a small opening gap, but this one is filled up already, so this opening gap is gone. And if you watch actually close, this is the 4-hour chart. This is actually like the same pattern that we have here. So just a smaller version of the bigger one. So if we see that this occurs, we probably will, for me, continue a bit lower. But again, we're not here to predict the market, we're just to follow. What do you want me to record, Veerle? I was not paying attention to the morning up on moderators. Thank you. Yesterday I actually made a new logo for myself. Let's see if I can get it up here. You like it? The crypto, yeah, of course. This will be online, so you can watch it, rewatch it. You will be able to rewatch it anyways. It will be on YouTube. I'll put it in Discord somewhere. So in Discord it will be, if you go watch. Resources, under resources it will be under extra videos, I believe, that I'll put it on. I'll put it in announcements too, so that you can find it back. So this would be first breach to the downside. Let's see. 20 seconds. That was a breach, so. So Nisha's in a short right now. Yeah, I would definitely first of all see if we get those equal lows. So those will be definitely taken. After those equal lows, we will see if we can hit New York's low. So that's a 2R from here, so definitely possible. I'm still being patient. So we have two 15-minute gaps right here. So one right here on the upper part. So again, if we fall, New York's low is main target. So if we go to the downside. So again, reason why the idea for the downside movement is we came back up, we tapped this 1 hour, this was a 4 hour too, and the market did actually stop right here. So if the market wanted to continue further up, it actually would have done it rather fast, but just in one of these smaller 1 hour for value gaps when it should continue. So that means that it needs a bit more liquidity. So if it needs more liquidity, where do we find one? Those are equal lows. So internal liquidity right here, or New York's low. That would be the major liquidity pool. This only counts when we trade intraday, of course. If you trade bigger time frames, say the daily or something, only the daily, and that you leave your trades open overnight, yeah, that's something different. But like we do, we trade intraday, and that is actually where we want to watch how the market acts off of those liquidity pools. I think this is Asia low too. Yeah. Thank you. As words, always love the comments about the logo, so that will be changed instead of John's crypto channel, because I do more than crypto only. I have no limit orders yet open, clearly. I am actually being patient and seeing what the market is doing. We are on a sideways, so if you see what I see, you can all see what I see at this point. So we are in this movement. So I want to see what the market wants to do. At this point, I don't see anything. The market can just flush back down here, or we can just as good go up here. So for me, this is like an unknown territory where the market wants to go to. We have a huge amount of ability that we can go down, because there's liquidity right here and here. There is just as much upside movement because we have a huge imbalance above us too, where the market could head to. And like yesterday, the market did not want to take out London's low, and it just flew up without no reason. So once the orb here came, this was Asia low. We came down, and actually it missed it by a few points, and then it actually stopped rallying. So, and if we watch ES at that point, here ES did actually what I expected us to do, and then rally, and New York's did not do that even. So, and here we can see ES is now a bit stronger than NQ, so we're still a bit higher, and they tend to follow each other. So you can watch now and then and see if they actually do the same movements. That was also one of the lessons on comparing how the market moves. If we don't have a too huge candle back up to this level, I definitely would take a shot. Definitely would love to take a trade down. But it depends all on how we act right here. So if we go way too fast back up, I would want to watch. silver and gold are back up, so they're doing rather nicely. And Ville, I can only give you one point at this point. Try to do one strategy and try to fix you to one, because yesterday you did the orb, today you're gonna do the other one again. So make sure to stick to one at the first 100 trades and let it play out so that you get used to trading. You're new to trading, so that's okay. You get a lot of feelings, so you need to get rid of those feelings when you trade. And this only will help by implementing a strategy over and over again. This is why I let you guys do this, to make sure that you get used to all of the internal feelings that you get in trading and to ignore them. Yeah, I know it's easy to just follow my trades and take them with me. I'm here for that too, but I actually want you all to do it without me, so just see it as a video game actually, guys. We're not even playing for real money if you trade on a propfirm. If you have any emotions about the money that you trade with, that would be very strange. But definitely happens with people. Just take 100 trades, one strategy, and see the outcome. You can improve a lot in 100 trades. If you journal them all and you just give me your journal and I watch them once a week or once every 2 weeks, I can actually show you immediately where you need to do some difference. We probably won't get that tap before we take out our low. So from here off, that would be our first target actually. So that was Asia low, or we hit. Did we take? Oh, we did take it. We stopped at Asia low. Not actually worth trading it. So we now have 3 equal lows, so we definitely will take this out. No way that the market will give you 3 equal lows and go move further up. But the best opportunities I've seen at this point for continuation movements. Let me take a look at my journal. When we actually had those trades. My trades are actually all over the place. They start from 8 and most of them are in the morning session. So still at the same range. Let's be patient, see what happens. So here comes Asia low. So this is Asia low right now. Now we do want to see that continuation. So if we continue to fall, like I said, New York's low would be the next. I would actually look at this low at 24,900, maybe 25,000 level. Good clean level. So that would be 1.6. And let's see how the market actually acts off of it. So being patient. The best key of a trader is just sit here, relax, read a book while you're here, a trading book, or re-watch one of the courses that you're doing. Yeah, this was Asia low, so we hit it right now. Like I said, those are equal lows, so market tends to go to liquidity, so equal lows are liquidity. They don't always have to be exact the same height, so if you can see, like, if you draw a line and you can almost see that they are the same, they tend to come for it. Especially if the first one is lower than the second one. So this one was first, this one didn't tap it, so the liquidity right here stayed. So there were sells right here, somebody that longed off of this. So this is sell side liquidity, and we just tapped into sell side liquidity. But still be patient, see if we can get to that New York's low. We're only 12 minutes in this 15 minutes candle, so we still got 12 minutes. So the first 7 minutes we could close off this candle and then continue. Because we didn't have the sharpest reaction off of this. We did close inside this candle, so just like at the border of it. If it was a full candle close to the downside, that would have been even better to show, but at this point it still can show us that it wants to go lower. So for the adding model, Anthony, that you said before, what you want to see. So say that the market now wants to come to these value gaps to the upside and then continues downwards. You could just set like a one sell. So I say that you are with multiple contracts with say 5 or 6, that you could put like 2 sells right here and re-enter 2 up here. That would be selling in profit and rebuying at a cheaper price to continue the same movement. That was the adding that you actually spoke about yesterday or the day before. Did you rewatch it then? You took ILM, so you're trading long already. New. Like I said, if you're in multiple contracts, you could just set a limit cell just under your stop, just under your entry, and then put a buy back up for here. You know, if you do this and we don't hit those gaps, that you're not in the trade fully anymore. This is also how you can protect your capital. So this is like the highest that I want to see it go, and now about in the next 5 minutes I want to see it continue down. Nine more minutes still open. I don't have an entry model at this point, so I'm still being patient. I'm going to the bathroom for a second, be right back. That's a strong candle. So now I'm not a fan of shorting this. So this is exactly what I meant. So Anthony, so if you took a cell right here, you could put a 2 limit orders right in this place and then ask for the short back down. So there was a 15-minute gap somewhere here. I would have loved to long it, but there wasn't. So I'll probably only get an entry in the next half hour or something like that. So again, if we hit this, I'm not shorting this. So if you have a question why I didn't want to short this right now is because we took liquidity right here, and then I want to see how we act off of it. So we actually pushed straight, like these were very small candles. If you compare to this 15 minutes, that was actually a very strong push straight off of that liquidity pool. So this looks for me that the market, if it stays in the next minute at this high, that means that the market wants to go higher. So even if we watch that 1 hourly, we can see we took liquidity. This is not coming back down here in the next minute. So this looks like it wants to continue up higher. It just needed that internal liquidity right here to force up higher. For this kind of movement right here, so this I said, here you could protect your capital. If the market continues to fall, you could have said, okay, I want to take 1 off or 2 off of my contracts. If the market continues to rally up, you can always re-enter right here and see if the market wants to continue. but this looks like quite strong push. So we have 1 minute till open. Alicia took herself out. She's out of the trade. For how far? And I don't trade open, so need to be patient now. So I'm watching right now how we act of this 5 minute right that we've created. So I made a 5 minute value gap. So if we want to go up, we should not fall under it again. So we should continue right here. If we do continue up to the upside, we got that 4 hour just above us, which we actually want to go to. So multiple confirmations actually that we should continue to the upside. So I'll show you a few. So this 15-minute liquidity pool take, and then actually we have a fungal candle right here. So we have a huge body that actually eats almost 2 candles up. So that means actually that there was a strong rejection off of this level to go higher. If you want to go higher, so the first idea that I have is that first liquidity right here, that hourly. But I don't think that will be enough. We will probably take out the highs instead. We already taken out Asia low, so no more need for this. But we're still in open, so let open just take a bit, see what happens. Come on, Azul. Ho. Ho. Don't do it. Tasking? Heel meid? Moet dat gewoon in de hele doen? Ja of nee? Nou, niet veel kakko, maar zo het snel was het. So 5 more minutes until the open is actually done. We had a rejection of that 15, so of that 5 minute that we are trading in right now, we still are actually moving it up. was at 5.15. So we had 2 rejection off of it now. So if the next 18 seconds pushes the market further up, that means that we will continue to the upside. So here we come in at hourly, and this is also something we want to watch how we act off of it. Because the major movement was downwards at this point, so if we come to touch this hourly gap, how do we act off of it again? So does the market get any pushed back down off of it, or just continue to flush to the upside? The good thing about continuation is that most of the time the market is already moving in the direction we want to trade. So we don't need to have the bottom or the tops. We just want something in between and actually profit off of that. Because nobody can actually predict the top nor the bottom. So if I have it correct, that would be an orb to the upside. If I am correct, to second one, 9 o'clock on the deck. What was it, 9? Oh, it's still busy, so it's still 12 minutes, so still another 4 minutes. So 40 seconds, so we have our first opening range. Let's see what happens. We're still at that 15-minute gap. Not much movement. once we get a 15-minute to the upside, I definitely will take this. At this point we're still in that same range. Or we can only be patient. So very close to that hourly gap too. Pre-orb closes above in the 5 minute, it's likely to hit as well because of the momentum shift, right? Yeah. That was correct. So we're definitely going for that 1 hour for value gap just above us. I want to see how we act off of that one. Do we continue then? Yes or no? So here will be that push. I believe after this one we will definitely get a sign that the market usually wants to continue to the upside. So I want to see it hit that 1 hour gap, and then how we act of it. We will definitely go to that gap. Test along. So we get a bit of a movement now, so we're very close to the hourly gap. So this would be work to the upside if this one breaches in about a minute ago. So that would be the full fail of the orb, so that was a good close. So here we get that tab. 3, 2, 1. That's the tab. Now see if we continue, yes or no. So here I do want to see full continuation to the upside. If we do, we will definitely take out all the highs, so then we can continue a long trade. So any prevailing gaps to the upside that we create now, I definitely want to long this then all the way to halfway this 4 hour gap. So we got some huge potential to the upside still. So I'm not taking any shorts, I'm looking for longs. So that was up to the upside, so eunicea took a long too. So she's in orb to the upside, a pre-orb, actually orb itself. I'm still being patient. We will see. So it looks like it has a good momentum to continue to the upside, so let the market do its thing, let it continue to flow up, and we will be able. So this is that was probably an ILM to the upside, but I don't take it. So we actually are patient until we have the move is now moving. So now we can see that the candles want to go up. So once we see this direction, we can actually just jump into it and then continue. So that's way easier than predicting here that the market would change its hand. Because if you can predict that every day, you should be already very rich. So we're coming up to that higher 15 minute right now. Like I said, I'm not taking shorts, I want to long this, so because we took a major liquidity pool and we are now actually expanding away from it. Anyone facing issues logging in Discord? I've been trying to log in since this morning and no luck. No, I can log into Discord. I am in Discord right now, so everything works. Look, I'm inside Discord right now, so love the kind words, Anthony. Thank you for sharing in Discord. Appreciate it. Yeah, we all are here traders, so we all know that mindset is the biggest one. If it was charting, we all would be very rich people, so there's nothing to do about charting. It's actually to do all by mindset. Greed and mindset. So if we're lucky, we would get maybe a 15-minute gap right here. Let's see if we do. So the honesty of this channel is that we actually show everything, winning or not winning trades. Not everybody loves to show everything. They always want to show the fancy stuff that they actually win every time, but everybody that's trade already know that we actually, if we are lucky, we get a 60% accuracy. And that's a lot actually. If you have like a 80% win rate, you probably will have a high R collected. For wordplay, if we go a little bit lower, I don't want to see us too much coming under this 5 minute for value gap right here that we created. So they should hold strength enough to continue to the upside if we want to continue higher. And eunicea has there a buy limit, so that means that she wants to add to the trade right there. So if we hit that 5 minute gap right here, she's adding to this trade. I hope this one stays open in the next 11 minutes, that we can get our entry right here and that we can continue to long with it, because until up here that would be the main target. So I would say 25,127. Because this is actually deep discount to go back to a premium. Excuse me for that. So the thing what I always look for is what the market does. See, like I said, once we started that we were going to take out these equal lows, we did take them out, and then we always need to watch very carefully how the market acts, because this is the ranging part that we were in, so we're still in it. We didn't actually yet leave it, so you can see this is that sideways movement. So once we get to this last 15 minute right here, we still want to see again how we act. Do we have strength enough to push trades over it? And if we take out our high, what do we do? Do we stumble? Do we move like this in a V shape back to the downside? Then I would say, well, leave your trade if this happens. If that doesn't happen and we could see like a huge candle like this one, push over it and taking out this buy side liquidity and don't react off of it yet, that is a very good sign that we go down to the next liquidity pool. So we got 3-4 hours just laying beside each other right now, so if we continue it should be here. We can also see, zoom out, always try to zoom out once in a while so that you can see actually what's happening in a bigger time frame. So we're still at this, look, this is a chopped market in a 4 hours, so we didn't do anything. We just took out the low and that's it, and now we're sitting here. So this indicates after we swept our low that it was a strong push back up. So now I want to see it take out our high and continue, because the lower part of liquidity we already have taken. So now we want to see that continuation. So if you ever are in trades and feel that you get sucked into the chart or you're not aware enough, just zoom out and watch the bigger time frames. They move a lot slower and they hold a lot more value. So right here we can see we swept. So this is these 4 hours that we saw just a second ago. So we swept, we can see we are sitting here. Then if you have a value gap, you can also just draw at it. So we came to the 50% level of that fair value gap. Now, how do we act? If this hourly closes all the way back down here, yeah, then it looks like we did not yet have the strength to push up to the highs. So until that happens, we just need to be patient. But for me, it looks like it wants to go higher because we swapped liquidity. We are still in a major uptrend. I want to see it actually close that 4-hour gap. So this is what patience pays. You're always patient until the market shows you what it wants to do. And this is how actually traders want to jump in right here always and take out the last squeeze of the market. We actually don't want to do that. We actually want to just be in it, say somewhere from here to here. These points are more than enough to trade off. To make a nice, decent living. So it looks like we will create a 15-minute right here. So if we get that dab, love to enter this and long off of it. So again, I'm setting a limit order on this one. If we get an entry right here, I want to continue to the highs. So I'm setting a limit order on this one. So that would be my target. So that's 4 hours, definitely a nice trade. We do need that 3-minute close, of course, so I'm being patient until that 3 minutes closes first. So remember, this for value gap is not there yet, so we need to be patient. We still have 3 minutes and 33 seconds. If this gap stays, I'm entering this limit order. I'll repeat that again. We still need 3 minutes until we have this closure. If we have that close, I'm entering a limit order, and I want to take it at least to this high. That would be a continuation of the order flow right now. Plus, we are trading with a major trend too, so that's actually all what we wanted to see. If I don't get that tab, I'll just take the next one. So if you are in this continuation trade, you should be up about 1 hour right now on the order to the upside. Yeah, this could be a play for the whole day actually. If warp continues now, so if we London tends to be the low and the high of the day, so today it will probably be the low of the day, and if this continues and it takes out the highs, this can actually go like I want to do this continuation. So this could be at least a 3 to 4 hour play of London to the upside warp. So leave a runner and put your stop then at break even and see how high this actually can go. You can just close your books and put your TP like at 25,000, 125. So 1.5 minutes. And then we have another 15 minutes in the hourly, and this looks rather nice. So anybody that followed the bootcamp, go rewatch some stuff too. If it's new for you and you're actually a new trader, just rewatch everything again so that you memorize certain stuff. Is er eigenlijk iemand iets aan het zijn in chat? I wait on the retest of that 5 minutes gap and enter long. Yeah, good one also. Anyone facing? No. Okay. Hit the like button. I appreciate all of you always being here every morning, so. So now the limit order is there. So if we tap that 15 minute, I'm taking along. $25,066. That's my entry. I got a 15 point stop, so that's a nice small stop. So strange. Half moving. So we're still printing you guys money every day. Step by step. Hey, there aren't a lot trading live, so be happy that we actually do this together with you. And actually journal too, so you do have traders that trade live, but not many actually journal it too, so they can prove in the long run what you're actually doing. So these are my trades that we took. So 18.7 at this point. Yesterday I took one more hour. So this is all just continuation trading. And I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's actually 7 trades in a row with not a profit one. So probably one of the next ones will be now. You can see normally it's like 3, 4 trades and then you get another profit one. It does not continue like this. So my 0.0s are actually 0.1 or something like this. It's always like a little bit profit, not much. But try to keep it that way. So if you ever get out of a continuation, say that you've moved your stop early to the upside. Do not re-enter it. Just be patient for the next one. It's your choice. If you move the stops up, that's okay. But if you do this, do not re-enter it immediately. Just be patient for the next movement then. They come enough. They come at least 3 to 4 times a day, so that's a lot. Just compare the same thing if you do a day job and you have to do it 8 hours a day, and we only have to sit here like 4. That's like still half of the day that you have more freedom. What we're actually trading for, that's freedom. So the patience is the key to everything. But there was hope to the upside. Very beautiful play. No entry model for me. Maybe somebody took this 5 minute right here. So this was a 5 minute tap, I believe. Yeah, that was a 5 minute gap. Not on NMQ. Oh, NMQ didn't have that tap. NQ had a small fair value gap right there on 25,073. So we're now hitting the highs. If we displace through this, I probably won't get my entry. Well, that's okay. I'll take the next one. I will always be patient till the market comes to me, to my entry that I want to have. That's the same with investment. So if you want to have an investment and you want to keep investing in certain stuff, make sure that you actually set a limit order and that the market comes to you. Otherwise you're chasing the market. It always comes back. So anybody that took the orb to the upside, you should be up about 1.5 hour right now. Almost 2. So if you took an hour profit right here, that's perfectly fine. And then let it run. Ooh. So we'll definitely take out those highs and then see what do we do. Do we displace through them with force, or do we be patient again and just stumble? If we stumble up, then we just then there is a big possibility that we just move again to the lows and back to the ups. I want to see displacement through those highs. Again, reason we are a few 4-hour sideways movement, so we want to have, if once we displace above that high, that means that we came in this 4-hour value gap again. What's also 1 hour, what's also a 15 minute, so multiple. So this is why I would take this target, because this is an untapped value gap. So once we display above this high, we will go to this, at least. Same again, if you watch that hourly, that was strong rejection of the Asia low, straight back to the highs. We just closed it. We have a double value gap actually now, so one to the upside and the downside, so that means all the orders have been taken and have been overrun actually. So what I mean by that is that if we see a huge candle to the downside and then the next one does the same movement and has a value gap to its side, that shows us that the strength of the open orders that were still shorting the market did not have any value, and that the buyers completely took it over, so that we are definitely continuing higher. But I prefer to see us displaced with force through the high, so in the next 5 minutes I do want to see us continue higher. Otherwise we could be ranging, and I don't want to be part of a ranging market. So orb, good play to the upside, so that's definitely a 1 hour profit at least that you have. If you made profits, share them in Discord please, I appreciate it. So it looks like we will have, if we continue up to the upside in the next 2 minutes, it looks like we will have a second fair value gap there, where we could take an entry from. But we still need 2 more minutes. I'll give it a half hour more, and I'm just gonna put my limit orders in then and TPs where they should be and see what the market does. It's almost 2 hours streaming, that's about it for me. You guys know that by now. I'll be back online in about a half hour, 3/4 of an hour to go over crypto. So anybody wants to join, you're welcome. So we have a new 15-minute gap right there. If we tap that first one, I'm gonna enter a limit order too. So we have one more right here now we created. So I'm setting a second limit order on this one. I'm gonna make this a 7-point stop. So once we breach that low, these limit orders will be stopped. So this will be my stop of it. And if we tap that stop, actually my second limit order gets filled. So both of them got same target. So Eunicea closed the trade, so she said it was okay for her, it's about her time, so she took a 1.6. If you're still in it, you can just easily take it to 25,100. I would still ride it to the upside. It still looks bullish. So just take a copy of this, that you know where my limit orders are in if you want to join that long. My TP will be my first TP will be actually this high, so that would be 25,126. Make it 120. So that would be here. That would be around the 3R that you make. So give it another 5 more minutes and see if the market will hit my limit orders, and I can follow a little bit along. Otherwise, I call it a day. You all see my limit orders, they're there. They will stay there. The stops will be, first one is, the slowest stop is at 25,049. The first one is just at the wicks itself, so this 15 minutes, if it gets tapped and we close, this is a full immediately. Because this is actually, if we have just that first one, I'm even going to show you how big this trade is. That's actually a huge trade that we can take. So that would be a 6R, so that's definitely worth. Nonetheless, if the first one doesn't play out and the second one does, we still get a 3R, so that's still a 2.4R profit. Oh, okay, so sorry guys, I wasn't watching the chat. So would you change your limit order to the next value gap above? So I have both of them. So I have 2 for value gaps right now that limit orders are open. Enjoy, Arjun. Enjoy your chocolate cake. Send some up to Belgium. Love to taste it. So if we do not watch the screen and we have 2 limit orders, how do we place our stop? if you are not watching the screens. So you can put in into top step where you trade off. You can actually put in immediately how much stop you want to put onto it. So go to settings, go to risk management, and put in risk management the amount of R. So the amount that 1 R is for you. So you have risk and you have profit. So you can set in profits and you can set in risk immediately. Those will fill up immediately into your account. So that means if you set that up and say that you have $100 for a risk, so that's set $100, and then automatically apply risk and profit barracks to a new position and also set that one on. Bring that on and save it. If you do that, then you actually have your profits and your settings already collected. And the second question was, who has more RR now with the continuation model or the pre-orb challenge orb in the challenge? I have more R collected. The only thing is I don't always have a trade on at the time that I'm here. So I have more screen time. So the pre-orb has a bit less. And the orb has a bit less. I also trade a bit longer than my wife does, so you can also call it a bit more experience. I see the market, how it moves, so I act faster than she does. She's a very good trader because she can stick to a plan very easy. You can watch Neo in the Discord how much she has. I actually don't see her agenda right now. She's not sitting here anymore. She's gonna make bread right now. So was that a good explanation, Emily? Do you know how to use to set that up? Yeah, but I wonder if the first order gets filled and goes to the next value gap, then you risk too much, so the place you stop at the entry to the second. No. So what do? You just calculate. So your first limit order is in. Calculate. So say that for my limit order that's 6 points. So calculate how much 6 points are. So say that so 6 points, that means that we have $12.5 per contract. Okay? Say that we want to set for $100, so say that we have $100 and we want to set 6.5 points, so I'll calculate it for you. So 6.25 x 2, that's 1200 divided by 12.5 is 8 contracts that you actually have. So if you set in 8 contracts on that first buy limit for $100, it will automatically set your stop right before the next entry. So you will get stopped out, and the next entry will actually immediately re-enter it. Yeah, you have 2 on risk. At the total, at the end, you will have 2 on risk. If the first one didn't work out, and the second one didn't work out, yeah, then you have 2 that you spent. Yeah, that's correct, but one of the boats should actually go to it. And Weerle, if you are on top step X, on the left side, you got trading, you got Traders Hub, you got performance stats, and then you got settings. You go to settings. On the upper part, you got copy trading, risk settings, chart and data, privacy. You go to risk settings. If you press that button, you will see on the left side positions risk profit brackets. This one you need to fill in. So risk and profit will be there. So risk is how much you actually want to put at risk, so that would be 1R. So to calculate that, put that amount in, and then plus automatically apply risk profit barracks to a new position. So if you press that thing on, once it hits that level, your order will be set and your stop will automatically be set in. Save it. You also have to save it. So if you didn't save it, it will not be adjusted. So make sure once you press that button on, that you save changes. You found it? This is how you set actually a trade without having to be there. And this way you can always leave your screen if you set a limit order and you saw a 15-minute gap. You don't have to overthink it, and you just have to take that trade and let go of it. If the market continues up, you get it. Yeah, anytime. Happy to help. I believe I actually made a full movie how TopStep works. Not sure I put it online yet. I believe I put it in. Let me see if I have one. It's not online yet, so I'll take a look to actually set this online. So at this point, no entry, market just moving further up. Okay, I called it. That's okay for me, so I set the settings, everything's set up, so we will see what happens afterwards. I'll just leave it by this. Wish you all a great session and London for the rest of the trading. My limits are up, so we will see what hits. If it hits, it's okay. My targets are there, so you see my TPs. Set them the same. If you want to see how much that is, just calculate. If that is a full TP, so that would be 52 points. So do the same. Calculate this to say that you have $100 and that was an 8 contract. Calculate how much that is. But I would actually rather that you calculate the last one. So the lowest one, that's 59 points. Calculate the last one and do it on that one. And set your profit taking straight to that point. Or just below it, or a little bit below it. If we get an entry, of course. I wish you all very great trading for the rest of the day. So if one contract is 12.5 points and 1 hour is $200, it's 16 contracts and a risk setting at $200. If the TP is 4 hour, I set profit at $800. That's correct. So 12.5 points. That means that if you have 12.5 points x2, that means that it's $25 per contract. So if you divide that by 200, the 25, that's 8, that's correct. And then you have, so 1 hour is, no, it's 8 contracts. So the 12.5 points, you do them by 2. So it's $2 per point, fairly. So if you have $2 per point, that means that you actually have 8 contracts. So the points you calculate by taking this measurement. You take your limit set and you drag it down. So I got the first one, I got 6.75 or something like that. 6.7. So you multiply that by 2 and then you have the dollar amount. So not the point amount anymore. So these points, say 6.50, so that would be 6.25 was actually the amount that I calculated for myself. So that would be $12.50 per contract, and that would say 8. That would say 60. That's correct. But if you calculated 12.5 points, that means that it is actually. That means that actually is $25 per contract, and $25 per contract that is divided is actually 6. It's actually 8 and not 16. So that would not, otherwise that would be double. You can also use that spreadsheet I made. Yeah. So if it's 6 points and a bit, yeah, then you're correct. So that would be $12.50 per thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but I couldn't see that because you write it points instead of dollars. So for me, that 12.5 point would actually mean that it was 12.5 points distance. No, that's okay. Don't be sorry. Yeah, don't be sorry. It's just learning phase, so asking is always good. I was just calculating exactly what you were typing. That's all. So no, your calculation is fully correct. You know how to do it. Just to be sure. Yeah. If you test it, you'll learn for the next time too. So I wish you all a great trading session. I'll be on. It will be 11 before crypto, guys. I'll take a half-hour break right now. Enjoy. See you back this afternoon or in a half hour.